Hey guys, it's Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with some Southampton Master League. In this episode today, we have 3 matches for you as usual, as it's a general thing. Of course, in this episode, we have the match against Bolton in the FA Cup, which that was basically how the last episode ended. And of course, we have 2 matches in the Premier League, one against West Brom Albion, and the middle match is the big match against Arsenal, who are of course the league leaders. So of course, Arsenal 9 points clear of us, so we basically want to beat them to try and get up that table. But of course, against Bolton Wanderers, I played a ridiculously weak side because, you know, why the hell not? Well, that's basically the FA Cup and I don't care because I've already won it. I won it in the first season. So with that logic, play likes of Mayuka and Mane, and I mean, I don't know what was going through my mind when I started playing all these absolute dreadful players. Unfortunately, I've not edited Bolton's kit, so for some reason Bolton have an orange kit with 2 blue stripes. I've not edited it in any way, and I am sorry for that. I was going to edit it, but then I was like, you know what, why? Like, who even cares? It'll still look bad anyway. So, like, so Stephen Davis actually played in this game, Mason, playing for Bolton. I don't know who he is, but, I mean, I don't know the Bolton team anymore. I remember in Bolton used to have likes of Nicholas and Nalka. Ah, how time has passed. Anyway, this particular game, as usual in the Champions League match, after the game after the Champions League, I always seem to suffer a Champions League hangover, and it's absolutely dreadful, and this match was not any different. In the 25th minute of the match, Wilkinson gets through on goal. It's a really good save from Gazaniga, as it comes out again here to Jay Spearing, who did, well, the former Liverpool player Jay Spearing. I forgot he played for Bolton. Comes and then basically, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. The first half, Bolton dominated me. I mean, look at that. They absolutely dominated me. So coming up to the second half, I was like, okay, I'm not going to have this. Mayuka plays it into Mane. Mane back to Mayuka. Mayuka skins past player, gets a shot, which is a really good save from, I think, Bogdan's in goal for Bolton. So it's quite a good second half, but I mean, I just couldn't get past them. And considering I wasn't playing like my best players, it wasn't too bad. It could have been possibly a lot worse. But coming to like the 65th minute of the match here, Mayuka on the ball, gives it to Mane. Mane just skins past a couple of players, gets a shot with it. It's a really good block from the defender, and it goes up for a corner kick, which Alderweireld for some reason takes. And then from the resulting corner kick, I believe it is Mane who scores. Sloman Mane scores for me basically in about the 65th minute of the match. And from that, basically, I just decided, I was like, yeah, I'll just continue playing this game and try and basically finish the game off, potentially in the last minutes of the match. As you see here, 95 minutes on the clock. Alderweireld takes another corner kick, comes out here to Jack Cork, who can't get into the back of the net. Ryan Bertrand can't, but basically Ryan Bertrand just stops him from moving forward. And that was that. So 1-0 win against a lackluster Bolton side, but with our, like, basically our B team, which wasn't too bad. I mean, Gardos had played in the Champions League. Gnabry had just played against Manchester United like 3 games ago, so it wasn't too bad. Our second half was a lot better, but it does say a lot when Fraser Forster is your man of the match. But my god, a lot of big teams got knocked out in this bit here, by the way. Like, not in this bit, but my god. It was like, so many teams suffered. I mean, what the hell are Birmingham doing? Like, why are Wolves getting beaten by Everton? Come on. I mean, I know, like, those teams, of course, are expected to win, but anyway. Moving on to the second match of this episode, it is against Arsenal. For some reason, Arsenal's colour was blue, and I have no clue why. I did so much in the edit mode that I must have made their colour blue by mistake, but I didn't, because I checked it after this particular episode, and it wasn't blue. So, yeah, I don't know. So, Arsenal played in some blue sort of colour of Alexis Sanchez up front, Theo Walcott on the right, Mesut Ozil on the left, Jack Wilshere, Ramsey and Arteta as the midfield 3, Alaba at left back, who they must have bought from Manchester, from Bayern Munich, and Alexia Koscielny, Mertesacker, Debussy and Szczesny in goal. They actually have Ander Herrera on the bench, as you see there, as well as Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who played for us last season. And of course, we played our strongest team possible, so likes of Jovetic and Jay Rodriguez were back, Schneiderlin was also back, Victor Wanyama and all that sort of player. So it was quite cool, but as we see it, like, what the hell, why are they blue? I don't understand why they were blue. Like, their kit is so plainly red, but they were depicted as being a blue colour, and it's the same when it comes to them being on the minimap. You'll see it in a moment when I'm kicking off, when they're kicking off, that there are blue circles for their players. It makes no sense, but again, I said this last episode, but some of the faces in this game are absolutely fantastic. I mean, look, did you see Alexis Sanchez and Theo Walcott and all that sort of stuff? Amazing. But in this match, okay, there is the most ridiculous penalty decision you will ever see in a game of football. Ever. Okay, as you see there, blue dots. What the hell? In the 32nd minute of the match here, Jay Rodriguez on the ball, gives it to Johan Belhanda. Belhanda gives it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez just takes it past Chesney and dinks it just fortunately just wide of the post. If I had a better finisher, I would probably have scored several goals like that. It's just so ridiculous. I just can't seem to finish anymore with Jay Rodriguez. And even though he's like my best player, I just can't seem to do it. But this game, okay, so it was 0-0 at half time. We hadn't played too badly, and they hadn't really played like too well either. It basically was a very, very dull game. And it comes to the 60th minute of the match, as Jotic on the ball, runs past a couple of players, gets a shot, which is a good save from Chesney, and it goes out basically for a throw, and nothing really comes from it. But in the 69th minute of the match here, Jack Cork gets a ball from actually it was Alderweireld got the ball from a good challenge. And I gave it to basically to Schneiderlin. I just ran with it because I could outrun Jack Wilshere and I could just basically outrun a lot of players. Eventually Schneiderlin plays the ball through to Johan Belhanda, is through on goal, gives a shot away and just pings it. Fortunately comes back to Jay Rodriguez, who can't actually seem to put it in the back of the net. And from that, basically, I was like struggling a lot to get forward. Eventually, it comes to Belhanda again, and he just pings into the back of the net. I think Belhanda was on form, hence why the shot was so ridiculously powerful, as it goes flying past Chesney into the bottom corner of the net. But as we see here, where is the penalty decision there? Can someone please explain that to me? Forster goes to get the ball after I take it away with Alderweireld. Alderweireld runs away, the ball, nothing happens, and Alexis Sanchez runs into the backside of Forster, and I get a penalty for that. No, they get a penalty for that. So I was like, what the hell is going on there? Alba's taking the penalty, Sanchez somehow injures himself, and from that, Alba hits it right and I went left. So they equalise from literally nothing. It was the most frustrating thing ever, because I was like, well, they didn't really deserve it, which just says a lot. But coming up to the last minutes of the match, I get basically Alba fouls Shane Long, who had actually brought on. Now from the resulting free kick, I think Belhanda or Jovetic was taking it, and I aimed it a little bit too far right. In the last minutes of the match here, as Jovetic ever so slightly just pings it, and it pings just off the side netting on the wrong side, which is really unfortunate. As we come to the last minutes of the match here, we get a cross in here, and Belhanda heads it down. It's a great save from Chesney. And from the resulting corner kick, another good ball in. Wanyama can't get his head to it. Schneiderlin can't get his head to it either. And that was that. So 1-1 the final score between Arsenal and Southampton. Not particularly the best result we could have had, considering that they're like 9 points ahead of us or whatever it is. So maybe beating them would have maybe been better, but again they got a very debatable penalty shout, which was a bit annoying, and they only had like 2 shots in the game. So, but Belhanda got the man of the match with 6.5 rating, which isn't too bad. Coquelin had actually come on and got 0 rating. That's hilarious. But into this last match of this episode, it is against West Bromwich Albion, and my god, did we bring the form in this match. We brought the form in this match, as Jack Cork is replaced by Nathaniel Klein, who of course was serving his suspension for his 2 yellow cards against Liverpool. Technically they gave him a straight red for the foul on Balotelli, but it was actually a second yellow card. But of course, game against West Bromwich Albion. West Brom, not particularly the best side in the game. Last time I faced them, last time I can remember facing them in the first season was Graziano Pella scoring an absolutely fantastic finish from about 25, maybe 30 yards out, flying past the Ben Foster's goal. But in this particular match, Schneiderlin was, well, he's always the captain of course, but like Fraser Forster trying to maybe redeem himself for making a penalty mistake. I mean, it wasn't really his fault, but what do I have to say about that? Basically nothing, because it was a lot of crap. But Boaz Myhill was in goal for West Brom. What is he even doing with his career, man? What is he even doing? Does he even play for West Brom anymore in real life? I don't even know, because I literally haven't seen him in ages. But this match was one of those matches where I took ages to kick off, and I really don't remember why. It's one of those things like maybe I was doing something at the time, changing music, I don't know. But eventually I kick off, and of course I do my normal kick-off thing. I was like, pass it back to the right centre back and pass it up to the left back. I literally start every match like that. But then, like, literally the first minutes of the match, Graziano Pella gets his shot away, flies past Boaz Myhill to score his first goal of this game, which was pretty good for Graziano Pella, a man who doesn't really get too much game time. And literally about 10 minutes later, Jay Rodriguez on the ball, runs past Jakob, just keeps running. Eventually it came unfortunately back out to Smalek, but Jay Rodriguez just went back, got it back, runs past Yusuf Malumbu, pushes him away, and then eventually he just keeps running, because you know that's what Jay Rodriguez is good at. Gets a shot away, and it goes flying to the bottom corner. Now that was a really fortunate goal. I showed the whole thing because it sort of showed that I was tenacious enough to go back and get the ball back after I'd actually given up possession, which was quite interesting considering that, you know, it's something that is quite Not a lot of people really do that sort of stuff. But as we see there, Wanyama hitting the post, which was goddamn hilarious because Wanyama never scores goals which are amazing, other than that goal against Newcastle this season. But literally some really poor defending from me, gives the ball to Sessegnon, really poor defending from me. It comes out and Ideye Brown scores for West Brom. Like, for some reason they don't play Saido Berahino because he's like rated about 65 or whatever, which is just ridiculous. But literally, like, coming to the halftime, it's 2-1 to us, and Gardos probably should have actually, I think it was Gardos or Pella, probably should have scored from that corner kick. He heads it just wide. Joel Campbell, he's been an absolute dreadful buy. He's done absolutely nothing with his career in this game, in the season so far. But anyway, at halftime it's 2-1 to us, so it wasn't too bad, but I mean, it could have been better. So basically from the start of the second half I was like, I'm not having this, we're going to go score some goals. So Joel Campbell down here, like I was saying, he's had a poor game, poor season, pings it in from 20 odd yards out with his left foot. Nice little finesse shot to the top corner. Nothing you can really say but to redeem yourself in a match after your manager says you're having a poor season. So after he scored that goal, basically, like, I just was on a rampage, just went on a rampage, like, with literally anyone. And in the 81st minute of the match here, Wanyama on the ball, tries to get past a couple of players, really fortunately comes out to Graziano Pella, and again he just finesse shots it right into the bottom corner, right past Boaz Michael's reach, make it his second goal in this game, make it 4-1 to us, and basically bring back all the goal differences and whatnot which we even could potentially be having issues with. And so in the last minutes of the match here, James Ward-Prowse crosses it in to Graziano Pella, and Pella heads it past Boaz Michael to give himself his hat-trick, 2 from the right foot, 1 from the head. Fortunately not a perfect hat-trick, but he does do the Italian, I've completely forgotten what that's called, is it Italian Archer? I think it's Italian, no, Spanish Archer, the celebration which is Fernando Torres used to do back in the day when he used to play for likes of Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, and of course he probably does it now when he plays for Atletico as well. But 5-1 final score, can't really complain, 5-1. So pretty good result really. Graziano Pella got man of the match with an 8.0 rating, the current UEFA Best Player of the Year, which is really weird, which just makes no sense for me personally, but what do I have to say about that? Anyway, as we see here, Arsenal still top 22 points, we're with 13, so we're still 9 points behind them. So yes, if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.